My friends, today I want to talk to you about something that burdens many hearts. It's that feeling of frustration, that rising anger when someone wrongs you, when they speak against you, when they try to bring you down. But I want to tell you there is a way to live above it. There is a way to walk through life unshaken, untouched by the words and actions of others. You see, too many people allow their peace to be stolen by the opinions of others. They wake up in the morning joyful, but by noon, a careless word, a rude look, or a harsh comment has stripped them of their joy. And instead of walking in peace, they walk in anger. Instead of focusing on their purpose, they focus on their pain. But my friends, this is not the life you were meant to live. The key to never feeling angry or bothered by anyone is to understand who you are. When you truly know your worth, no insult can shake you. When you understand your purpose, no distraction can pull you away. And when you walk in love, no hatred can disturb your spirit. Because love is stronger than hate, peace is stronger than anger, and purpose is stronger than any criticism. Look at the great men and women of history, those who changed the world. They were mocked, rejected, misunderstood. But did they stop? Did they let the opinions of others define them? No, they kept moving forward, their eyes fixed on a greater calling. And that's what you must do. You see, people will talk, they will criticize, they will misunderstand you. But when you refuse to let their words take root in your heart, you remain free. When you release bitterness, when you choose forgiveness, when you refuse to let anger control you, that is where real strength is found. So today, make a decision. Decide that no one has the power to steal your joy. Decide that no word, no action, no insult will take away your peace. Walk with confidence. Walk with love. Walk in the power of knowing that nothing can shake you unless you allow it. And my friends, if you live this way, nothing will ever disturb you again. Know your worth. When you truly understand your value, no insult or criticism can shake you. Confidence in your identity protects you from negativity. Stay focused on your purpose. Distractions and criticism will come, but staying committed to your goals prevents anger and frustration from taking hold. Choose love over hate. Responding with love instead of bitterness gives you power over negativity and keeps your heart in sea. Release bitterness and forgive. Holding on to resentment only harms you. Choosing forgiveness frees you from anger and emotional burdens. Don't let others control your emotions. You alone decide how you react. Refusing to let others steal your joy keeps you in control of your peace. Live above the opinions of others. People will always talk and criticize, but when you rise above it, you remain unshaken and unstoppable. When you truly understand your worth, no insult, no rejection, no criticism can shake you. The reason so many people feel anger, frustration, or hurt when others speak against them is that they have not yet fully grasped who they are. They allow their value to be determined by the words and opinions of others, forgetting that true worth does not come from people but from within. When you know who you are, when you know your purpose, and when you understand the strength that lies within you, no external force can disturb your inner peace. Too many people live their lives seeking approval. They want to be accepted, they want to be liked, and they want the validation of others. But the problem with living for approval is that you become vulnerable to rejection. If someone praises you, you feel good. If someone criticizes you, you feel bad. And your emotions are constantly controlled by what others think or say. But the truth is, you are not defined by their words. You are not defined by their opinions. You are not even defined by your past mistakes or failures. Your worth is something that has always been within you, unshaken, unchanging, and untouched by the voices around you. Look at a diamond. No matter where it is placed, no matter how much dirt covers it, its value remains the same. Whether it is hidden in the ground or displayed in a showcase, it does not lose its worth. And in the same way, your value does not decrease because someone fails to see it. The problem is never your worth. The problem is that some people are blind to it. And if you allow their blindness to dictate how you feel about yourself, you will always struggle with anger. disappointment, and insecurity. When someone insults you, their words only have power if you accept them as truth. If you already know who you are, their words become meaningless. If someone calls you a failure, but deep inside you know you are destined for greatness, their words will not affect you. If someone says you are not good enough, but you are already secure in your identity, their opinion will not shake you. The problem is not what people say, the problem is when you believe what they say. That is why the battle is not external, it is internal. It is a battle of the mind, a battle of self-perception, a battle between truth and lies. Many people spend their lives reacting to others. They allow anger to control them because they feel the need to defend themselves against every insult, every rejection, and every misunderstanding. But true strength is found in knowing that you do not need to prove yourself to anyone. The greatest people in history were not those who fought back with anger, but those who walked in confidence, undisturbed by the opinions of others. They understood that their purpose was far greater than any insult thrown their way. Every time you let someone's words upset you, you are giving them power over you. You are allowing them to dictate your emotions, your peace, and your joy. But when you rise above, when you refuse to let negativity enter your heart, you take back control. And that is where true freedom begins. It is the ability to walk through life with confidence, knowing that nothing and no one can determine your worth except you. In life, distractions will come. People will criticize, misunderstand, and oppose you. Situations will arise that tempt you to react in anger, frustration, or disappointment. But when you are truly focused on your purpose, when you are committed to the path ahead, nothing can pull you away. The reason many people get easily bothered by others is that they have taken their eyes off their goal. Instead of pressing forward, they stop to respond to negativity, wasting time and energy on things that do not matter. But those who achieve great things in life are not those who engage in every battle, but those who choose which battles are worth fighting. Imagine an athlete running a race. He is focused on the finish lines, mindset on victory. Now imagine if, halfway through, he stops to argue with someone in the crowd who shouts insults at him. The moment he turns his attention away from the race, he has already lost time. And if he continues to engage in distractions, he may never finish at all. This is what happens when people allow negativity to pull them away from their purpose. Instead of moving forward, they get stuck in unnecessary conflicts, reacting to every insult, every misunderstanding, every criticism. And in doing so, they delay their own success. There will always be people who do not understand you. There will always be those who try to bring you down. Some will criticize out of jealousy. Some will insult because they themselves are hurting. Others will oppose you simply because they fear your success. But none of these things should move you. Their words cannot change your destiny. Their actions cannot stop your purpose. The only way they can have power over you is if you give them your attention. And the moment you shift your focus from where you are going to what they are saying, you have already given them too much power. Every great person who has ever walked this earth has faced opposition. They have been ridiculed, insulted, and rejected. But what made them great was not that they never faced negativity. It was that they never allowed it to stop them. They kept moving forward, keeping their eyes on their mission, refusing to waste time on things that did not matter. They understood that their energy was too valuable to be spent on distractions. They knew that their time was too precious to waste on anger. Instead of reacting, they remained focused. Instead of fighting unnecessary battles, they kept pressing on. And because they did, they succeeded. Too many people waste years of their lives trying to change the opinions of others, trying to get back at those who wronged them, trying to prove themselves to those who will never believe in them. But what they fail to realize is that their true success is not found in proving others wrong, it is found in fulfilling their purpose. The moment you understand that you free yourself from the burden of anger, you no longer feel the need to respond to every insult. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to those who doubt you. You simply focus on where you are going, and nothing else matters. A person who is truly focused does not have time to be angry. They do not have time to be bothered by others because they are too busy moving forward. They have a vision so strong, a mission so clear, that nothing and no one can pull them away. And when you live with that kind of focus, you will find that anger loses its grip on you, frustration fades away, and you walk in a peace that cannot be shaken. Love is the most powerful force in the world. It has the ability to heal wounds, break barriers, and overcome even the deepest hatred. But too often, people allow anger and bitterness to take control of their hearts. They react to negativity with more negativity, believing that fighting back will make them stronger. Yet the truth is that real strength is not found in retaliation. It is found in choosing love when hatred guns against you. Many people believe that if they don't defend themselves, if they don't argue back, if they don't show their anger, they are weak. But the opposite is true. It takes far more strength to remain calm than to lash out. It takes more power to walk away than to engage in a pointless battle. And it takes a greater heart to love in the face of hate than to allow hate to consume you. Love is not a sign of weakness. It is the greatest proof of strength. When you respond with love, you take control of the situation. You refuse to be manipulated by negativity. You refuse to allow another person's actions to dictate your emotions. You rise above their words, above their insults, above their misunderstandings, and you walk in a peace that cannot be disturbed. That is the power of love. It keeps you unshaken in a world that is constantly trying to pull you down. It allows you to keep your joy when others try to steal it. It keeps you focused when others try to distract you. Many people hold on to anger because they believe it gives them power. They think that if they stay mad, if they refuse to forgive, if they keep replaying the hurt in their minds, they are winning. But in reality, anger does not give power, it takes power away. It drains your energy, steals your focus, and keeps you trapped in the past. Every moment spent in anger is a moment lost. A moment that could have been used to grow, to build, to move forward. Love, on the other hand, sets you free. It allows you to release the burden of resentment. It gives you the ability to move forward without being weighed down by the actions of others. There will always be people who try to hurt you. Some will do it intentionally, others will do it out of their own pain. But when you understand that their actions are a reflection of their heart, and not a reflection of your worth, you no longer take their words personally. You no longer allow their behavior to affect your peace. Instead of reacting with anger, you respond with love, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to live free from anger and bitterness. Every time you choose love over hate, you become stronger. Every time you refuse to let anger control you, you gain more peace. And every time you walk away from negativity with your joy intact, you win. The world does not need more anger. It does not need more division, more revenge, more hatred. What the world needs is people who are willing to rise above, to break the cycle, to show that love is the greatest power of all. And when you make that choice, you'll find that no one can ever disturb your peace again. Holding on to bitterness is like carrying a heavy burden on your back. The longer you carry it, the more it weighs you down, the more it drains your energy and your energy, and the more it keeps you from moving forward. Many people walk through life holding on to past offenses, replaying old hurts in their minds, and allowing resentment to build up in their hearts. They think that by staying angry, they are punishing those who wronged them, but in reality, they are only punishing themselves. Anger and bitterness do not hurt the person who caused them, they hurt the person who carries them. Forgiveness is not about letting someone off the hook for what they did. It is not about pretending that their actions were acceptable. Forgiveness is about setting yourself free. It is about choosing to no longer let that offense control your emotions, your thoughts, or your future. When you refuse to forgive, you are not holding the other person captive, you are holding yourself captive. You are reliving the pain over and over again, allowing it to affect your peace and your happiness. But when you choose to let go, when you choose to release that bitterness, you step into a life of true freedom. People will hurt you. That is a fact of life. Some will hurt you by accident, others will do it intentionally. Some will betray you, some will lie about you, and some will treat you unfairly. But you have a choice. You can allow their actions to turn you into a person filled with anger and resentment. Or you can decide that you will not let them steal your joy. You can choose to hold on to the pain, or you can choose to let it go. And the moment you choose to release it, you take back your power. Too many people hold on to bitterness because they feel justified in their anger. They believe that if they forgive, they are allowing the other person to win. But the truth is, forgiveness is not for them, it is for you. It is about choosing your peace over your pride. It is about refusing to let the past dictate your future. It is about deciding that you will not allow another person's actions to control your emotions any longer. Think about how much energy is wasted on anger. Think about how much time is lost dwelling on things that cannot be changed. Every moment spent in bitterness is a moment that could have been used to build something new, to grow, to move forward. But anger keeps people stuck. It keeps them locked in a cycle of negativity, unable to truly enjoy the present because they are so focused on the past. But when you choose to forgive, you break that cycle. You allow yourself to heal. You make room for joy, for peace, for new beginnings. There will always be people who do not deserve your forgiveness. But forgiveness is not about what they deserve, it is about what you deserve. You deserve to live without anger. You deserve to walk in peace. You deserve to wake up every morning with a heart that is light and free. And that is why you must choose to let go. Because the moment you release that bitterness, the moment you decide that you will not carry that burden any longer, you step into a life that is truly free. Every person has control over their own emotions, yet so many allow others to dictate how they feel. They wake up in a good mood, but the moment someone says something negative, their joy disappears. They start the day with peace, but one rude comment, one misunderstanding, one offense, and suddenly they are filled with anger. What this means is that their emotions are not truly theirs, they are controlled by the actions of others. But no one should have that much power over you. No one should be able to dictate how you feel or steal your peace unless you allow them to. When you give someone the ability to upset you, you are handing them control over your life. If a stranger's words can ruin your entire day, that stranger now holds power over you. If someone's bad attitude can shift your mood, you have given them more influence over your emotions than they deserve. And this is why so many people live in frustration, constantly reacting to the words and actions of those around them. They live in a state of emotional instability, not because life is unfair, but because they have never learned to take control of their own reactions. It is easy to blame others for how we feel. It is easy to say they made me angry, or they hurt me, or they ruined my mood. But the truth is, no one can make you feel anything unless you allow it. Anger is a choice. Frustration is a choice. Being bothered by someone's words is a choice. And the moment you realize this, you take back your power. Instead of reacting to every little thing, you become unshaken. Instead of letting emotions control you, you control your emotions. And when you do this, you will find a freedom that few people ever experience. There will always be people who say the wrong things. There will always be people who act unfairly, who try to bring you down, who test your patience. But if you live your life constantly reacting, you will never have peace. You must decide that no matter what happens, no matter what people say or do, you will remain in control of yourself. You must decide that your emotions belong to you and you alone. The moment you make that decision, you stop being a victim of other people's negativity. Think about the most successful, the most peaceful, the most confident people in the world. They do not waste time arguing. They do not allow criticism to shake them. They do not let the opinions of others disturb their inner peace. Why? Because they understand that their energy is too valuable to be wasted on negativity. They know that every moment spent being upset is a moment that could have been used to build, to grow, to move forward. And this is the mindset that sets them apart from the rest. When you truly take control of your emotions, you become untouchable. You no longer get worked up over small things. You no longer feel the need to respond to every insult. You no longer allow circumstances to dictate your happiness. Instead, you walk in a constant state of peace, knowing that you and you alone decide how you feel. And when you live this way, life becomes lighter, relationships become easier, challenges become opportunities, and nothing and no one can disturb the joy that is within you. People will always have opinions. Some will support you, some will doubt you, and some will criticize you for reasons that have nothing to do with you. No matter what you do, there will always be someone who disagrees, someone who misunderstands, someone who finds fault. If you live your life trying to please everyone, trying to gain approval from every person you meet, you will never find peace. The moment you base your self-worth on the opinions of others, you become a prisoner to their words. But true freedom comes when you realize that what others think about you does not define you. Many people waste years of their lives seeking validation from the world. They measure their success by how many people applaud them. They determine their value based on how others perceive them. But the problem with this is that opinions change. One day people will praise you, the next day they may turn against you. If your happiness depends on the approval of others, you will live in constant instability, always chasing acceptance, always fearing rejection. But when you rise above opinions, when you refuse to be controlled by what others think, you step into a confidence that cannot be shaken. Think about the most influential people in history. They were criticized, mocked, and opposed. If they had listened to their doubters, if they had allowed negative voices to control them, they would have never accomplished anything great. They did not waste time trying to convince everyone to believe in them. They did not change their course just to fit into what people expected. They knew their purpose, and they pursued it regardless of the opinions around them. That is why they succeeded. When you care too much about what others think, you begin to lose yourself. You start making decisions based on fear instead of faith. You hold back from taking action because you are afraid of judgment. You silence your voice because you are worried about what people might say. And before you know it, you are living a life that is not truly yours, a life controlled by the expectations and criticisms of those who do not walk in your shoes. But when you break free from this mindset, when you decide that your purpose is greater than public opinion, you begin to live with real freedom. There will always be people who misunderstand you. Some will judge you without knowing your heart. Others will doubt you simply because they cannot see what you see. But their opinions do not determine your destiny. Their words do not define your worth. The only thing that truly matters is that you are walking in the direction you are meant to go. The moment you stop worrying about what others think is the moment you step into your true strength. You do not need the approval of people to be successful. You do not need validation from the world to know your value. When you understand this, criticism no longer affects you. You no longer feel the need to defend yourself against every negative voice. You no longer let doubt or judgment hold you back. Instead, you walk with confidence, knowing that your purpose is far greater than the opinions of those who do not see the vision inside of you. And when you live this way, you become unstoppable. Nothing can distract you, nothing can discourage you, and nothing can take away the fire that is within you. Life is too short to be controlled by anger, weighed down by resentment, or distracted by the opinions of others. Every day is a new opportunity to rise above negativity, to walk in confidence, and to choose peace over conflict. The world is filled with challenges, misunderstandings, and people who will test your patience. But none of these things have the power to disturb your inner peace unless you allow them to. True strength is not found in reacting to every insult, in proving yourself to every doubter, or in carrying the burden of past hurts. True strength is found in knowing who you are, staying focused on your purpose, responding with love, releasing bitterness, controlling your emotions, and refusing to live under the weight of others' opinions. No one can take away your joy unless you give them permission. No one can control your emotions unless you surrender that control. The moment you decide that nothing and no one will have power over your peace, you step into a life of true freedom. It is a choice you must make daily, a commitment to yourself that no matter what happens around you, nothing will shake you. People will always have something to say. Some will support you, others will criticize, but neither should determine how you feel about yourself. When you understand your worth, when you know your purpose, when you choose love and forgiveness over anger and bitterness, you become unshakable. There will always be moments in life that test you. There will be people who challenge your patience, circumstances that make you want to react, and disappointments that tempt you to hold on to resentment. But in those moments, you must remind yourself that your peace is too valuable to sacrifice. Instead of reacting to negativity, choose to walk away. Instead of allowing frustration to take hold of you, choose to let it go. Instead of carrying the weight of past offenses, choose to forgive and move forward. This is not weakness, this is wisdom. It is the ability to recognize that your energy is better spent on things that uplift you rather than things that drain you. The greatest people in history were not those who spent their lives responding to negativity. They were not those who allowed anger to dictate their actions. They were those who rose above. They were those who remained focused when others doubted them, those who chose love when others hated, those who forgave even when it was difficult. And because they refused to let negativity control them, they went on to do incredible things. Their purpose was greater than their pride, and their destiny was more important than their emotions. This same mindset is available to anyone who chooses it. Nothing can stop you except your own mind. If you allow anger to control you, you will waste years of your life fighting battles that do not matter. If you hold on to bitterness, you will carry a burden that was never meant for you. If you let the opinions of others dictate your path, you will never walk in your full potential. But if you decide today that you will no longer live this way, everything changes. You take back your power, you step into a new level of peace, you walk with confidence, knowing that no insult, no rejection, no misunderstanding can ever take away what is inside of you. This is not just a temporary decision, it is a way of life. Every day you have a choice. You can choose to let anger control you, or you can choose peace. You can choose to hold on to resentment, or you can choose freedom. You can choose to live for the opinions of others, or you can choose to rise above. And when you make the right choice, when you decide that nothing and no one will take away your joy, you will find that life becomes lighter, your mind becomes clearer, and you move forward with a strength that nothing can shake.